People have been asking whether virtual reality is actually going to be a thing. When is it going to be a thing? Is it going to blow up? And a lot of the response is like, yeah, it's going to blow up. And it's this whole future tense. It's going to, it will be. And in this video, I just kind of wanted to talk about that. Hey guys, my name is Leah and I'm a 3D artist and VR developer in South Africa. In my opinion, VR is no longer like this futuristic concept that we should think about, but we should actually start considering it as an investment for today. Because today, VR has actually grown into quite a profitable industry. Here are 5 points why I think VR is a profitable industry and it is a career today. 1. The global virtual reality industry's worth is exponentially increasing. 2. More and more people are becoming acquainted and comfortable with the technology. 3. You do not need to know how to program to be a VR developer. 4. There are more than 5 industries currently benefiting from VR. And 5, it is a niche and specialized market that not a lot of developers are actually delving into. So it is an opportunity. First thing that I want to do in this video is actually just tackle some myths about VR. The first myth. Virtual reality is expensive. There just aren't enough people buying headsets right now. The cost of VR is actually quite a hot topic. Everyone seems to be waiting for VR to become more affordable and more accessible. There are really cheap ways that people can make use of VR today, and I'm going to make another video after this one that specifically deals with these cheap ways. In fact, most of the headsets being sold today aren't really the head-mounted headsets, but they are the headsets for cell phones. In other words, if you have a smartphone, you can download an app, a VR app, and just use it right then and there. And you can experience really cheap types of VR like Gear VR, which really won't cost you more than $30. The second myth, investors in the older generation are scared of new technology. Okay, so I've had some personal experience with this one, and yes, it is sometimes a little bit difficult to convince the older generation or the boomers of VR, particularly because not all of them are comfortable with it, especially in a third world country like South Africa. But it's important to note that new technologies aren't scary because they don't work. They're scary because people are uncomfortable with them and they're also unfamiliar with it. They don't know how to use it, and they also don't want to show that they don't know how to use it, because that's just not what old school investor board people do in a boardroom. In my experience, adequately preparing your audience for the VR experience is a completely different skill you need to develop, and develop quite well. If you don't do this properly, the person that you're presenting to is going to freak out, they're going to want to avoid looking stupid, and they're going to put the blame on you. In order to make people feel comfortable using VR, I suggest limiting their controls. So if all that you give them is just the head-mounted display and you take the actual controllers right away from them, then that's what you need to do. And even if they don't feel comfortable with that, maybe they just need to watch someone else use the technology so that they can view the potential of VR from a distance. The third myth, programming just isn't for everyone. Yes, not everyone has the mindset and the skills to be a programmer, but you do not need to be a programmer to be a VR developer. I get it, VR can seem pretty complicated and scary from a distance, but it can also be really simple if you have someone to break it down into steps for you. There is a production line in making a VR environment. And if you want to know what that production line looks like, you can have a look at my VR for interior design playlist. If I could summarize the skills you need to make a VR environment, it would be 1. Concept development, then 3D modeling, texturing and lighting, game optimization, animation, and presentation techniques. You could get into virtual reality development with just one of these skills, so you don't necessarily need to have the whole skill set. Instead, you're more than welcome to get a team together and outsource the skills that you don't have. Myth number 4, you need a computer science degree to be a VR developer. And this myth is kind of linked to the previous one. I'll say it again, you do not need to be a programmer to be a VR developer. I'm not saying it's not important to know the basics on how computers and hardware works, because you will need to know that. But what I am saying with this point is that in creative industries like VR development, people are less concerned with what degree you have and more concerned with what you can do. And this is typically shown in your actual portfolio. The last myth that I want to deal with is the gaming myth, that VR is only for gaming. Yes, VR development works pretty similar to game development, but you do not need to love gaming to be a VR developer. Like myself, I'm an interior designer and architect, and I use VR to explore the different environments that I create virtually. There are also a bunch of other industries that can benefit from VR. And if I can just name a few of these, it would be marketing, film and entertainment. I don't know if anyone's heard of VR movies or VR video clips. Medical and sciences. I've seen a lot of doctors and medical students use VR to practice some kind of surgical procedure. Military. It's known that VR is being used to treat PTSD and also to train people. If you guys like this video, if you like this type of content, please let me know by leaving a like or a comment on this video. If you are a 3D artist or a VR developer, or you just like virtual environments, please get in the comments. Let's chat about where we think VR as a career might go. I'd be really keen just to hear from you. Again, my name is Leah. I'm a 3D artist based in Johannesburg, South Africa, and I hope to see you guys soon. Cheers, bye.